Let's take a look at a second example from rounding on our number line. This time I'm rounding slightly different. So if we take a look at, I have 7.24, 7 and 24 hundredths. I have 7 and 23 hundredths here. That tells me that this time I am rounding to the nearest hundredth. Going out to the hundredths place. What's my nearest hundredth? So I'm going to be looking at numbers that fall in or near or between 7 and 23 hundredths and 7 and 24 hundredths. My starting point is to figure out that middle space, this one right here. What is right in the middle of 7 and 23 hundredths and 7 and 24 hundredths? As I showed before in a different example, it does not make sense to do 7 and 23 hundredths and a half. That not making sense. So what do? Let me add on a little zero here. That zero is going to help me to realize, oh, I really have 230 thousandths. I have 240 thousandths. So it's going to be 7 and 235 thousandths. That's what's going to get me in between here. Okay, so now I know where the middle point is. Once I know the middle point, the next thing that I want to do is I want to start to figure out, well, what's going to happen. The reason for finding that middle is because now I know everything up here in that blue area, that's all going to round to 7 and 24 hundredths. Everything down here in the green area, that is what comes before the 7 and 235 thousandths, that's going to round to 7 and 23 hundredths. Let's take a look at an example. 7 and 23,098 hundred thousandths. Where is that going to round? So what I want to do is I want to figure out, is that a green number or is that a blue number? So let me match it up here. 7, 2, 2 tenths, 2 tenths, 3 hundredths, oh, 5 thousandths, 0 thousandths. Oh, look, it's smaller. It must be in here somewhere. What's it going to do? It's going to round to 7 and 23 hundredths. I can check that by building my wall between the hundredths and the thousandths. The 0 tells 3, oh, stay the same. I keep my 7 and 23 hundredths. These digits I know are going away. They are insignificant. So it does round to 7 and 23 hundredths. Let's try another example. 7 and 243 thousandths. So a couple things that I notice about this particular number is that it's going out to the thousandths place now. And my spaces in between here are also going to the thousandths place. Now, 7 and 24 thousandths, 243 thousandths, well, that's clearly bigger here, right? We have 3 hundredths and 4 hundredths. So I come all the way out here, and I notice it's actually even a little bit bigger out here. So it's going to be where my number line extends beyond, but it's still going to come back to 7 and 24 hundredths. When I go like so, well, what's 3 going to tell 4 to do? Oh, it's going to say stay the same, 7 and 24 hundredths. So it stays there. Let's take a look at a couple more. 7 and 237 thousandths. Oh, there's that thousandths again. You know, this one's actually going to fit somewhere on my number line. It's just a question of where is it going to fit. So I match it up. I have my 7s, my 2s, my 3s. Oh, 5 is less than the 7, so 7 and 237 hundredths, sorry, 237 thousandths is going to be over here. Well, if this is 7 and 235 thousandths, this would be 236. This one's going to be 237. It's actually going to match up right there. When I go to round it, though, it's going to round to 7 24 hundredths. Let's check it. Well, what does 7 tell my 3 to do? Round up to 4. 7 24 hundredths. Yes, it does work. Finally, 7 233 thousandths. Oh, it's thousandths again, just like this one was. That means it's going to match up with one of these lines on here. Let's see where. As I look up, I see that my number is going to match like so. The 7s match up, the 2s match up, the 3s match up. Oh, my 3 is less than my 5 this time. So I'm going to be smaller than it. Well, if this is 35, this would be 34, this would be 33. It's going to match up exactly right there, which means it will round to 7 23 hundredths. I can check that by going like so. Underline my 3. What does 3 tell 3 to do? Stays the same, 7 23 hundredths. This one, insignificant, it's going away, 7 23 hundredths. That's a way to do it on the number line.